if it's mostly y'all managing.
No, the
events.
decisions which the company makes, the way the coders decide, we have nothing to do with it. But at the end, when you have to pitch to investors, you can't sit and be doing market validation a couple of hours before it. So we'll be trying to, tell you guys that this deadline is coming. You guys have to get this done by then. We will not interfere in the decisions you make. If you guys have some questions, you can obviously come to us. We have the founders here. They've put the event up twice before, so they can answer based on their experience. But if you're asking us if we will make the decisions for the company, no.
I guess I'm not really asking that. I'm more asking. I'm very interested in how groups make decisions about anything. At each stage through a process of developing an idea, and executing an idea. And I'm wondering what guidance you guys give, or what's been your experience with these past events in terms of.
It's absolute chaos, and it's absolute chaos. And we've had both twice now, right? We end at 2 or 3 a.m.
Right.
So for us, it's this really fine line, and I'm sure you've seen this, right, between keeping people on track and not just start clawing at each other, and actually let ideas flow. So it's that fine line. We try to walk that between, right, keeping people on track, but also really rounding up everyone's input and then making consensus-based decisions. But at some point, we'll have to say, it's 2 a.m. We need to do something. And it's worked out.
So generally democracy rules then, or?
Yes.
The brainstorming is extremely educational because you have a bunch of ideas up on the board, and you've got a bunch of points why some are good and why some are bad. And you'll start to gain insights from seeing all of these. So we like to let the brainstorming just sort of flow, but it does get late.
You had a question.
It might be silly because I don't know too much about intellectual property, but if someone pitches an idea, does it become a property of 3DS or something? Does he still own it? Who owns it?
Right. So, basically, in order to make people feel comfortable to actually volunteer their ideas, we need to offer some protection for that person that their idea will not get stolen, that someone sees it, runs off, and, implements it. So, in order to protect that, everyone actually signs NDAs, non-competes, technology agreements, and so it is property of the umbrella company that everyone owns. But there have been many precedents where people pitch their idea, it doesn't get selected, and they say, hey, I still want to run with it, and then basically they just get clearance from the board and say, yeah, run with it. They pay $10 or some nominal fee and say, go run with it, just so that there's a legal transfer and everything's legit. So it's been many times, or a lot of ideas that have been pitched were owned by the umbrella company, but there's no interest to actually pursue it, so they just release it back. But in order to provide that safe haven, we need to actually do this, NDA legal, shielding our assets.
And just a more general remark on IP. There are no magic killer ideas out there, and if you have an idea that you're scared about sharing, I would say that it's not a risk that the idea will get stolen. It's an execution risk. The risk is that you won't do it. There are a ton of ideas out there. There are not people running around executing on other people's ideas. They're usually married to what they have.
Ideas are cheap. Whatever you had, someone else has thought before. Guaranteed.
Any other questions?
Cool. Is there anything else we wanted to add? So again, the deadline to apply is October 19th. I think it's a Monday. One remark. We're admitting people on a rolling basis. So we're starting interviews pretty much now. And then if we see, people are a perfect fit, we will admit them early. We're not waiting to aggregate all of them. So the earlier you apply, the better. But we do want to get a good spread of people. So if you're really passionate about this, and someone else you work with really well, they will be a good fit, tell them about it, bring them in. We do try to cater to teams. If you already have past, good people know good people, right? So if you have someone you really work strongly with, tell us about it. We'll try to bring both in, whatever arrangements you prefer. but go tell other people you think would be a good, strong fit for this too.
And of course, if you come up with some other questions after this info session, email or call one of us. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Yes, go ahead.
How would you go about implementing like mechanical engineering ideas in this kind of process?
That's why I said it's got to be something feasible and computer technology related. That's the recommendation. But if you're really passionate about it, you should come in there and pitch it. And if there are a bunch of people whom you meet who want to carry it forward after they win, it will definitely happen. It's happened in the past.
So yeah, it might not be that it's picked for this, but you might meet the right people to actually make it happen apart from it. So.
I'd be interested in talking to you after we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they asked me for my pitch last year, I wanted to sell something made in some other country here. It's not feasible over 3 days to, source a whole bunch of things, but if you want to start it right now, I know the people whom I want to contact, I know the people who will be interested. That's the linkages you make, the worst case, best case.
Yeah. And guys, the company that gets made is going to be from an idea that probably somebody in this room has right now. And before the event starts, the more you work on it, the more market information you figure out, the more technical aspects you think about, the more likely it is that your idea will get executed.
And I won't shoot it down.
Yeah. So get ready to present your idea, know your idea very well,
And if it's strong, you'll have, some UT's best entrepreneurs jumping on it and making it happen. So that's our premise, but we don't control the ideas, that's you guys. So. Yes?
Do you have
I'm sorry?
Do you have a repeaters, like, who worked on the medias last year? Do they get to apply again, or can they apply again?
Oh, so yeah, definitely can apply again. In terms of participants who have participated before, we're a little biased against because we want new people, new ideas and everything. But yeah, if you have applied before, definitely apply again. Cool. All right. Thank you, guys.